2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another beautiful and insightful edition of Enterprise Chat here at MSME Africa. This is where we do everything business talk and entrepreneurship. Yes, we're looking at something quite interesting today, and it is really about CAC registration, a prerequisite to gain access into the global market. And to join us in this conversation is TOMIDE ORJI. TOMIDE ORJI, I'll take her profile briefly. TOMIDE ORJI is a business consultant, regulatory compliance, and company secretarial services expert. She is the founder of PatFort Limited, where she and her team help startup entrepreneurs and business owners grow from start to stability so that they can grow their revenue into 6 figures monthly. Oh, this is quite interesting. No? I hope you'll be able to teach me how to do that as well. Anyways, we're glad to have you on the program today. Good morning
Thank
to
you
you.
very much. Good morning. So good to be here. Such a joy to be here.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you
I
for
mean,
the
we're glad to have you. So,
Thank you very much.
before we delve like much into the conversation, I want you to talk because I read your profile, but I mean it's quite long. But I want you to talk to us briefly about you and what you do, particularly.
Okay, thank you very much. So, again, my name is TOMIDE ORJI, and my team and I will help business owners grow their businesses from start to stability, such that they're able to earn at least 6 figures monthly. A lot of people think that earning 6 figures is a lot, but really, well, it could be a lot to some people, but it's not so much if you decide to actually put in the work. I'm a company secretarial expert and a regulatory compliance officer as well. And basically what that means is that I help business owners to stay compliant to government regulations. So for instance, I help business owners to be compliant to tax issues, filing their taxes, filing their annual returns with CAC and other regulatory compliances. I'm also a business consultant and business coach, so I help business owners to grow their business. So basically, you can say I'm a business growth coach. Thank you.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you so much. But now, speaking of CAC registration, how important is it?
Okay, so registering your business with CAC is actually very important. In fact, it's the first thing to do before you even start up a business. It's the first process. And the reason why I say that it's the first process before you launch your business is because several times, on several occasions, we've had situations where business owners who has been running their businesses for several years, they come for registrations, they come to us for registration. And at the end of the day, we discovered that that same name that they've been doing business with is already registered by someone else. And we find out that sometimes they've even gone ahead to like brand their business. They've gone ahead to do brand identity. They have visual identity, which is, logo. They have their packaging, they have the website and all of that. And then it's already taken by someone else and they have to start all over again. So I always advise that it's better that business owners register their businesses before they launch the business. Yeah.
Okay, I mean that point, it was, I mean, one of my questions really, because I was going to ask what exactly is in a name when you're registering a business. Because an experience that I had, a friend of mine had his business. He started the business in Ibadan when we were in school, and he already had like designs, logo, and all of that. But he didn't register early enough, and when he was going to register, he had to change like quite a lot of things. But I mean, like you said, it's very important for you to register your business early enough. Okay, now, so there are some challenges that business owners face when they need to register this business, because it's not enough to say register your business. There are challenges. What are these challenges and what are the solutions?
Okay. So some of the challenges that business owners face when they want to register their business name, number one is the name reservation. Like I mentioned like earlier, sometimes we get to discover that those names, some names are already reserved by some other people. And one of the solutions to that is sometimes we help them to tweak the name in a way that they probably maintain the prefix. For instance, if the prefix is PatFort and PatFort Limited is already registered, so we can help them tweak the name in a way, say, for instance, PatFort Multi-Global Limited or Multi-Global Services Limited. That way, they are able to still retain that PatFort. Do you understand? So that's one way that, yeah, we help them to, resolve that challenge. And another challenge is the challenge of finances. So many business owners, some startup entrepreneurs, they're not able to afford the filing fee for registration. So this is it's a limitation for some business owners. And for some business owners, one of the limitation is when we have the minimum share capital for a company, because there's some companies that have an authorized minimum share capital. For instance, a security company is supposed to be registered as a company, and not just a company, but a company with minimum share capital of 10 million naira. And when I say minimum share capital of 10 million naira, I don't mean that the business owner, the shareholders, or the directors need to have 10 million naira, but the share capital, that's the share, the capital which the government is giving by reason of the registration to a business owner or a company owner. That's what I mean. So the company needs to have that minimum share capital of 10 million naira. For shipping company, for instance, freight forwarding, they have a minimum share capital, an authorized share capital of 5 million naira. We have banks, they have share capital, and in fact, it's even dependent on if the bank, for instance, is a regional bank, it's a microfinance bank, if it's a national bank, and all of that. So we have like different companies who have or which have their minimum share capital that is required by CAC. And sometimes this costs a lot to register. For instance, to register that security company of about 10 million share capital cost about 350,000 naira. Not every business owner can actually, afford that amount of money. So sometimes the finance is actually a challenge as well, a challenge to register, their business as well.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I got that like right, but let me also ask again, because some people might be asking, I know there are probably different kinds of registration. If you could shed more light on that. I mean, so some might be asking, why should I incorporate my business? So I want to ask, what are your recommendations in terms of what kind of registration one needs to do?
Okay. So I'll start with the different registration structures that we have, or incorporation structures that we have. So we have the business name, which is popularly known as ventures or enterprise. That's the business name. The business name could be a sole proprietorship, which means a one-man business owned by one person, or it could be a partnership where you have two people come together to register a business name. We also have the company incorporation structure, and that's where we have the limited liability company, we have the public limited liability company, we have the limited liability company limited by shares, we have a company limited by guarantee, we have limited liability partnership, we have limited partnerships under company registrations alone. So it's now dependent on the company structure that you want, if it's a privately owned company or a publicly owned company. When you hear PLC, that's a public limited liability company, and they are publicly owned. Those are the ones that those are the companies that they usually list on stock exchange, in the stock markets. They're always listed on the stock markets, where you can buy their shares. Is a form of fundraising or capital raising for those companies, those public limited liability companies. We also have another registration structure, which is called incorporated trustees registration. And that registration is the registration that's usually done for churches, NGOs. Okay, so that's that for that's basically like the three different, because I've mentioned like different ones under each one. So those are the registrations that are usually done by CAC. Of course, there are other ones that even after registering your business, you also have to register. An example is SCOMEL. SCOMEL is the registration that's usually done by an organization in AFCC. With AFCC, it's still like AFCC is sub-organization in AFCC, where they're focused on ensuring that you don't launder money through your account. And there's some businesses that really they cannot open a corporate account without having that SCOMEL. Is a prerequisite for opening a corporate account. For instance, churches, NGOs, foundations, jewelry business, consultancy businesses, and several other businesses. So they also require that registration to have a corporate account with the bank. So the benefits of registering
Because I was
businesses.
going to ask that.
Yeah, I was coming right there. Okay, so for sole proprietorship, that's the business name. Like it says, it means that it's a one-man business, and it means that all the liability for the business falls or rests on the head of the business owner. It means that, for instance, let me give an instance. An instance is if there's a legal suit, the business owner is the one who will be sued and who can sue. While for a company, it is the company that can sue and be sued. And yes, for the company, a company is seen as a non-living entity, like a non-living human being. It's like in the law, under the law, it's like a human being, but non-living human being. Do you understand? So it's an entity on its own. So if there's a legal suit, the directors, the shareholders are not directly liable for anything in the legal suit. It's the company that will sue and can be sued. Why for business name or a partnership, it's the business owners that can sue or be sued. Do you understand? So if there's a
Yes,
legal suit, it's coming for companies, it's coming in the name of the company. It's
the
coming to,
company.
yeah, for instance, PatFort Limited. But if it's a business name or partnership, it's coming to TOMIDE ORJI or TOMIDE ORJI and Sons. Do you understand?
Yes, don't worry, we're not going to sue. We're not going to sue your company.
Thank you very much. So that's one of the let me say the pros and the cons of the two registrations. So if then in terms of tax as well, right now it's better to register a company for tax liability than a business name or a partnership. Reason being that under the new Finance Act, a company that's not earning or does not have a revenue of up to 25 million naira is not required to pay company income tax. While for the business name or a partnership, they pay personal income tax instead. So they will also pay VAT. Both the business name or partnership and company will pay VAT. VAT is value added tax or withholding tax where necessary. But for a business name or partnership, they also pay personal income tax. Why for company? It's the company income tax. So for personal income tax, which is for business names or partnership rather, it's once the revenue supersedes 30,000 naira yes. So you're liable to pay your personal income tax, and it's usually paid for annually. And like it states, personal income tax is usually in the name of the business owner, not necessarily the business, and is usually paid to the state's internal revenue service. Why for company, you file your VAT, which is your value added tax, which is 7.5% of your revenue, or let me say your cost price. So for instance, how that works is, if for instance I'm offering a service that costs 30,000 naira, and I want to my tax, I want to also add the value added tax to it. So what I need to do is calculate 7.5% of that 30,000 naira, add it to it, and charge my customers. And when my customer or the clients pay, we remit the 7.5%, which has been added to the cost price, or the charge, the initial charge. We remit it to the government, to the appropriate tax authorities for yes. So that's how like the VAT works.
Right.
Yeah. But for
All right.
company income tax,
Okay.
sorry. Okay.
Let me
For
listen to
company
you. Let me
income
let
tax.
you learn.
Okay, thank you. So for company income tax, for a small company, once you don't have a revenue of 20 million, 25 million naira in a year, then you don't need to file your company.
Exempt.
Yeah, you don't have to pay any money. You can file nil returns, meaning that you did not make that 25 million naira revenue. But from companies that they are actually classed into like different groups. So we have medium-sized companies, and then we have the big companies. So 25 million to 50 million, that's the medium scale company. They are the ones that they pay company income tax. They don't have like any what's it called? They don't have that freedom to say, oh, they're not paying the company income. It's not free for them. Let me just put it that way. They have to pay their company income tax because they have that revenue of 50 million to about 100 million. Why for big companies, there are companies that have revenue of 100 million and above. Yeah, so thank you. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, I mean, that's like a whole lot that you have given right now. So, but
Thank
I want us to also touch on, I mean, the topic for the day itself. Essentially, now this CAC registration,
you. Yeah.
what exactly, how is it a prerequisite? How do you tap into the global market? How do you gain access just by the sole reason that your business is registered?
Okay. Okay, so one of the ways that you can tap into the global market as a registered business owner, especially a company, because globally, companies are more recognized than business names or partnerships. That's the honest truth. For international grants, international grants or foreign grants or loans, you have to tender certificate of incorporation of a company, not business name or partnership, because business name or partnership is still under the business name umbrella. It's registered as a business name. While for company, for you to access foreign grants, for you to access foreign loans, you need to be registered as a company. There are some organization. I remember, I think I work one time, like I don't know about now, but like a year or two ago, when I saw like their prerequisite for women to apply for the program, one of their requirements was that you have a registered company, not a business name. Yeah, so this is one of the things that having a registered business with CSA would do for you. It opens you up to global opportunities. You are able to get foreign grants, you're able to get loans, and you are able to also travel out of the country using your CSC documents. You can so basically it means that you can get business visas to go on trips around the world. You can go on business trips. And at the embassy, they actually know that there's something that actually ties you back to Nigeria. So you're not running away from Nigeria. So it helps your application process, and also being compliant by filing your annual returns as at when due, and keeping your business status active on the CAC portal or the CAC public search is very important, because if your business status is inactive, then you cannot get a visa. You can't get those foreign loans and grants. I've had clients who have come to me because they were bounced at the embassy. Their visas got denied because their business status was inactive because they did not file their annual returns. And I know someone who lost a grant because a business status was inactive. So they all had to come, pay for the filing of the annual returns and the reactivation, and then their company status or their business status is now active. When you search for them on the CAC public search portal, is active, and they're able to. I know I have about two clients who have traveled out already using that. Yes.
I would actually agree with you quite a lot on what you have said and how CAC registration positions you for uh opportunities out there. Like that
Yeah.
my friend I was talking about earlier, that he had to change name of his business. I mean, he's in America right now,
Great.
and one of the reasons he got the visa, one of the reasons his visa was granted was because of the home ties, which is
Mm.
basically his business that was here in Nigeria, because they believe, oh, okay, your business is registered. Definitely, it's
Yeah.
not like they're trying to run away. And
Mm-hmm.
luckily enough for him, when he got there, he got like a $30,000 grant for his business.
Awesome. Amazing.
Yes. I
Okay.
mean, so I really would encourage people to have their businesses registered based on all of these benefits that you have
Yeah.
highlighted. Now, another question that I want to ask, a quite
Okay.
interesting question, is some people might be wondering, okay, what is the difference between the Corporate Affairs Commission registration, that's the CSA registration, and SMIDAN? SMIDAN is a Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria. Is there any correlation? Can these two bodies work alternatively for the other?
Okay. Okay, so CAC and SMEDAN are two different organizations. For CAC, they are the agency that is federal government agency authorized by law, by the KAMA law, what we call KAMA law, by the KAMA Act, to register business or legalize businesses in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, if you're running a business that is more than 28 days old and is not registered, it's an illegal business. It's just that, of course, we know the way our country is, so there's really no compliance per se. But if you're running a business that is more than 28 days that you've started that business, that you launched the business, and it's not registered yet, it's an illegal business according to the common law. So CAC is the only organization that federal government has licensed to legalize business to operate in Nigeria. Why for SMEDAN? They are the agency. They also issue certificates to business owners to show that, oh yes, you're a small or medium scale business in Nigeria. And I know that they also offer trainings to business owners to help grow their business, to grow their businesses as well. So they're not intertwined, and one cannot exist like without the other. You should register your business with CAC and also get SMEDAN to certify you. It's very important, but none can start like on its own without that, because with a
Okay.
SMEDAN certificate, you can open an account, a corporate account. You cannot travel out with this. You can't go on business trips with that. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for those insights. So, given all that you have actually said and what you personally do, is there
Yeah.
any point where you might be of help to people? People might be wondering, oh, is there a point of connect for you? Can people come to you for registration? Is it what you do? Where do you come
Okay.
in all of this?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so one of the things that we do in our organization at PatFort Limited is we help business owners legalize their business with the Corporate Affairs Commission, that's CAC. We help you register your businesses, your companies, your incorporated trustees, anything that you need to register under CAC. We do like that registration. We also offer the SCOME registration, which I talked about, which is the registration with EFCC to ensure that for some specific business to help you, register this, to help you open a corporate account in the bank. We also help with accounting and tax consulting. We do accounting and tax consulting for business owners as well, because it's very important that after your business is registered, that your books are in place and they are ready for foreign or global opportunities. Because if you don't know your numbers, your business is definitely not going to grow. So you need to know your numbers for your business to grow. Business is profitable or not, and they're able to invest in your business, or you're able to make adjustments as a business owner. So anything, registrations, incorporation, you need licenses, petroleum licenses, and all of that. I mean, my company or PatFort Limited is your go-to company. And you can reach us on Instagram at patfort.limited, and that's PATFORT.LTD. That's patfort.limited. Yes. And if you need to reach us via call as well, you can reach us on 090-1232-9700 or 080-9588-9787. We are, available to help you legalize your business and help you grow your business as well. And when you register with us, we have several other benefits that you wouldn't get from other people who are registering their businesses, registering businesses. So one of the, some of the benefits or bonuses that you get is that you get some business structure documents. You get corporate account opening. It's optional though. There are people, some of our clients who want us to open accounts for them, but it's a bonus that comes with registering with us. You get business strategy documents alongside your registration. Yes. And we have several other bonuses that you get from us when you register. Yeah. Things that you need as a business owner to actually stabilize your business